We're on.
All right, we're on. Welcome, everybody.
This is it.
This is our first podcast. My name is Ben Licardi. I'm joined here by my co-host, Canaan Cortez. And
What's up, guys?
this is our first podcast. Yeah, this is
The
going to be
very
fun.
first, numero uno. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we started this thing. We're just like, we're here in quarantine. In Hawaii, it's not too bad, but we just want to see if we can do this and what happens. We had our YouTube channel, Trailblazers. TB
Yeah.
does not stand for tuberculosis.
That's correct.
But we're just like, we started with the mountain biking stuff. We're like, oh, this is too hard. It's too hard to edit. So we're just going to do this.
Yeah.
And this should be really fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a blast. So to start out, we'll start out with Mr. Canaan Cortez over here. Start out with his baseball card. Now, baseball card is basically a short little introduction to the person and who they are. So Canaan starts out with, his name's Canaan, obviously, also known as Ducky. His tonnage is 130 pounds. His vertical measurement is 5'9". His generation is Gen Z. His occupation is as a student. His alma mater is Mother Divine Grace High School. His vehicle that he drives is a Blanick L23, and his BA measurement is 275. Now, the BA measurement is basically, it does not stand for batting average. I'll let you figure out what it stands for.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's essentially how cool a person is.
It's also the same scale as the batting average. So,
Yeah.
like, 250, like, pretty good. Okay, it's average. Yeah. 400 is, like, God level. Like,
yeah. So, you guys get the idea.
Jeter stuff.
Yeah. So, Canaan, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah. So, I breathe oxygen just like the rest of you guys. I live in Mililani, Hawaii. Been living here for 13 years. Moved here when I was 3, so I'm 16. And yeah, I love Hawaii. I love a lot of stuff. I love flying, mountain biking, and the life in Hawaii is a great life.
Sure is. So, you have a big family. So, what's life like in Hawaii with a big family?
So it's always really exciting, you know. We go surfing a lot, obviously. We live about 20 minutes from the beach. We can also ride our bikes there. And so we bike a lot. Yesterday we went on like 2 bike rides. And right now in Honolulu, which is, or Waikiki, which is the main city, everything is empty, which is really rare.
That's
and even when there's
bizarre.
no tourists. So yeah, we're riding around the streets and it's just empty. I just rode around in the mall. There's a mall, or it's called the International Marketplace. It's all empty now. I was like riding my bike down the stairs and stuff. And so it's always really fun. There's always something to do here.
Yeah.
If there's no surf, you can mountain bike. If it's raining or it's muddy, you know, you can go on a hike or something. There's just always something really awesome to do. And now my family's out. I'm not even sure where they are. I think they went to the east side, and they just went to go look for waterfalls. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned mountain biking. So what kind of hobbies do you have other than that?
Yeah. So mountain biking, that's what me and Ben love, you know. That's why we started this YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's why we named it the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. And so, yeah, I love mountain biking. I love playing basketball. I play down because I got that height and that hop and that reach. And
Sure.
and I also love flying. Flying is a really awesome hobby. I guess you could call it a hobby, you know, sport activity.
Yeah.
I love cycling. Cycling is really awesome. Here in Hawaii, it's a really good sport to do. And surfing, obviously, live in Hawaii. I love traveling as well. I've gotten to travel a lot, especially from here in Hawaii. You know, you always got to travel if you want to go out of the state. So,
for sure.
You know, obviously we go to California a lot just because that's the stopover. So, like, whenever we go to California, we try to stay there for a couple days. And then I got to visit Ben lots of times. Got to stay there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I also got to take a trip to Europe as well. Went out in Spain. Got to travel around Spain a little bit. Went to Rome, and so yeah, those are the kinds of things I like. Oh, I also like playing the guitar too. That's what
Nice.
I do a lot. That's like
Yeah.
probably my most time consuming. Uh, that's just because you can pick up the guitar anytime and
Yeah, you just
and,
jam out.
just learned a new song actually. "Careless Whisper" by George Michael. It
Songs
sounds really good on the guitar actually. Believe
really
me. Like so I like the sax. I translated it to a guitar and it sounds good. Maybe I could
nice. We'll have to.
if we have time.
Yeah, probably another day, but we'll have to definitely do that at some point.
Yeah,
So, you
sure.
said you fly. Do you fly gliders or powered aircraft, and how does the process work for getting a private pilot's license?
Yeah. So a private pilot's license, that's I guess you could say basically with a pilot's license, you can uh rent a plane and take anyone you want up. You can fly smaller planes, so aircraft with I think the max horsepower is 250 horsepower and the gross weight is like 100 2,000 pounds or something like that, somewhere around there. So it's smaller planes, 172s, 182s, Piper Cubs, stuff like that. And so uh, I've been flying that since I was probably took my first flight when I was like 9, and then um, I got to get some more hours in Civil Air Patrol, which Ben was a part of, and they brought me into that. Got to get more hours in there, and then up at Dillingham, and I got to fly with him a lot. He's a he's a really got awesome guy. And I've also here in Hawaii we get to fly a lot with islands, and so I have now probably about 30 hours. It's awesome. I love flying it. And so yeah, to get your private pilot's license, you need about 40 hours. And so I have about 30s, and then you also have to be 17, and you need to, and I passed my written test, and you need to have certain number, I think it's 5 hours, and then a solo cross country. So basically solo time, but you're going like at least 75 miles. So
Gotcha.
I'm just slowly building that up, and after I get my privates, hopefully I can get more ratings, add that onto there. So yeah, I mean, and also it's not you. A lot of people think that you need to be like do it. I'm just an average guy, not that smart. It requires a lot of dedication and time and effort.
Oh, for
It's not
sure.
going to be easy. It's not
Yeah.
an easy ride. For about 1 hour of actual, you're going to have 2 hours of ground school. So you're
Yeah.
going to be studying. You're not going to be in the cockpit all the time.
Yeah, definitely. So, you also cycle, right? So, and you got state champ in your age division last year. So, how's that work? Like, is it tough training and preparing for getting state champ in Hawaii?
Yeah. So the competition is there's some people, it's not huge, but there are some, maybe about 20, 15, 20 juniors, and it's not like you can go show up and win,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely takes a lot of uh training, and I try to ride at least a week, so it's not easy. I just went on like an 80-mile ride a week ago, and that was really tough. And at the end of that, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely not an easy thing to do. But if you ride all the time, there's nothing from stopping you from winning. If you really are able to will it, whenever I think of cycling, it's 5% physical and 95% mental.
Oh, for sure.
Like
That's how it is for like marathons too. Yeah.
exactly. When you're getting dropped by that guy and you're getting gapped, doesn't matter what your legs are doing, because your legs can do it. your legs can put out an insane amount of power. People
Yeah.
are busting out like 1,200 watts, and so your legs can do it. It's just your mind. It's just like, holy cow, what am I doing?
Yeah,
And
it feels like
so,
your legs are on fire.
yes, yeah, your legs are going to feel like you're on fire, and it's just your brain telling. It's like holding your breath. You're like, you can hold your breath for over 10 minutes. It's just telling your brain, hey, you don't need to breathe. You don't need to breathe. You don't need to
Yeah.
breathe. So, it's that, just all that mental training, a lot of mental training.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna fast forward in time here a little bit. So, what schools and colleges are you thinking of attending?
Well, I got my Navy hat on right here, midshipman.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's my goal. Annapolis is like, that's the top step, and that's what I'm aiming for. Obviously, it's very selective. It's a
Mhm.
very hard application process, but it's a great school.
Yeah,
But also anything with Navy ROTC. So
gotcha.
Texas A&M, Notre Dame,
Mhm.
um, University of Virginia, Nebraska has a really good naval ROTC program. So I'm looking at a lot of different schools. Looking at schools that offer engineering, mechanical engineering, preferably, and yeah, just anything that can get me a job in the Navy.
Nice. So, what's your goal? Like, what do you want to be in the Navy? Do you want to be a pilot? Like,
Yeah, so that's my goal. Fly off of a carrier. So
oh yeah,
whether the F-18, the P-3, or even a helicopter. I really enjoy flying a helicopter too.
yeah.
But yeah,
Like
I
a good,
want to get that F-18, that Top
yeah.
Gun status.
Well, they flew the F-14 in
Yeah.
in Top Gun.
Well, in the second one, they're gonna fly the F-18. So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
yeah. So yeah. But yeah, whatever I can do in the Navy. Also, if I can't get a pilot slot, there's nothing wrong with being a surface warfare officer on a ship.
Yeah, for sure.
And that would be super cool as well.
Yeah,
Or be a nuclear engineer. Um,
yeah, it'd be
yeah,
awesome.
anything. Not a submarine though. I'm not.
Yeah, no, not submarine. I've heard too much
Yeah.
from those guys to know better. So, do you have any pets? I mean, that's kind of a random question, but
Yes, we have one very special dog. His name is Bosco. He's 5 years old. He weighs about 60 pounds, but he carries a lot of mass than when he's
yeah,
going at you.
flying
He
at you at
loves to
20
tackle.
miles an
He's
hour.
a really friendly dog. Loves
Yeah,
the
he's
water
a nice dog
playing.
in terms of being friendly.
He just likes to chase things, and so
Yeah,
I'll run with him, and he'll just go straight for my legs, and I'll go.
seen that many a time.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, actually.
He's a good
So,
dog though. He's the perfect
yeah,
Hawaii dog.
yeah, for sure.
For miles.
Yeah. So, that basically wraps up the questions I have for you. Is there anything else the audience should know?
uh oh, I forgot the Philadelphia Eagles. I love my birds. My
Yeah,
dad's from
you mentioned
Philly,
that.
so we have a die-hard dedication to the Eagles. We all learned the fight song at a very young age.
Yes, I'm aware of this.
Yeah,
Die Hard
he knows all
attitude you
about
guys
it.
have. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that will wrap it up for me. So that's
Yes.
the end for me. Now we're gonna switch it up, like at the end of the Cupid Shuffle, where they go reverse,
Reverse.
reverse.
Yeah.
So now we're
Holy
gonna
old switcheroony.
spotlight on Benjamin. So I'll go over his baseball card. It's just like a regular baseball card. This is one of my favorite. This was my idea, and this is one of my favorite inventions, actually. So
One of your
his
few
name
ideas.
name is Ben, aka Lig. His tonnage is 140 pounds. His vertical measurement is 5'9". He's also a Gen Z. His occupation is a senior in high school, and his alma mater is Mother Divine Grace. His vehicle is a 2017 Specialized Rock Hopper, and his BA is slightly below mine
Just
at
slightly.
260. That's just because
That's just because he lives in Hawaii.
He has a hardtail, so
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
gonna have to lower his PA.
what are you gonna do?
All right. So, introduction. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 18 years old. I'm, as you said earlier, I'm a senior in high school. Can't wait to go to college. I'm the fourth of 8 children. I'm a military brat, actually. My dad was in the Air Force. I think I already mentioned that. For 20 plus years. We moved around a ton. I believe I lived in 10 different states and moved about 14 times. Pretty sure those are the right numbers.
Too much.
And yeah, too many times. Um, I have I actually lived in Hawaii. That's how me and Kanan know each other. I lived in Hawaii for about 3 years, almost the longest I ever lived anywhere. The longest I lived anywhere was actually New Jersey. I lived there for 2 years and 11 months. So
Joyzy, that's where I was born.
yeah, just
Hackensack.
barely squeaked out by barely longer than Hawaii. So
Dang.
yeah,
That's not a good thing, I don't think.
no, it's not at all. So usually I just say I'm from Hawaii. Like, just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. There you go.
Yeah, most of my life is in brown boxes anyway. So yeah.
All right. So you have a big family, right?
Yeah.
8 kids total. What's it like?
Never a dull moment, that's for sure. And never a quiet moment either.
Yeah.
But it's almost always fun around the house. Like
Yeah.
we're always doing something that's either fun or productive. And yeah, so one of my siblings has already graduated out of college. He's got a job up in Michigan. He's living there with some college friends of his. My 2 other older brothers, there's 6 boys and 2 girls. My 2 older brothers are currently in college at Wyoming Catholic College, and they're home now because of the virus. So that's pretty fun.
Hecking
And,
Rona.
Heckin' Rona. Um, yeah, I'm heading out this summer. It's gonna be epic. And I live in New Braunfels, Texas. So
There you
yeah, if you see
go.
me,
The big
say
Tex.
hi. Yeah, everything's
All
bigger.
right. So you've lived in 10 different states, 14 different places. How is it? What's that like?
It's definitely different than what 99% of Americans experience.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the only place I didn't enjoy living was Alabama, but thankfully we were only there for about 10 months, so we got out of there quick. But yeah, it's a blast. It's also really hard because you're constantly making really good friends and then having to move away.
Mm-hmm.
Like our move away from Hawaii was definitely the hardest by far.
But you get to visit.
But I get to visit whenever I
We
feel
get
like
to visit each other a lot.
Yeah, we get to visit each other a lot. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I have a lot of connections in a lot of different states, so that's really nice. The military community is really awesome. My dad is actually retired now. He retired coming up on 2 years ago, actually.
Really? Holy cow!
Yeah,
That's
actually 2 years
that's
ago.
right. Yeah, May?
Yeah, like
No,
this.
April. I think it might be today. So
Yeah,
somewhere
actually,
around end of April.
yeah, I remember it was in like, oh gosh, yeah,
Yeah, because I remember the
yeah.
flight that we took out was May 11th or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
That
Well,
was
the
when
one
I
that you
went.
guys took was one day after us, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we left. Yeah, we left May 10th, and then we
Somewhere
met
there.
up with
Yeah.
you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So your dad is finally retired.
Yes. Well,
but
retired
he's
from the Air
retired.
Force.
Retired from the Air Force. So now you guys aren't. You guys are finally settled. Built your house.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Well, I'm not really settled because I've only lived in this house for a couple months, and I haven't lived in Texas for 2 years yet. It's 2 years coming up in June, I believe. Yeah, and so yeah, it's not really a big change for me just because I'm leaving this summer and never gonna permanently return unless I can't get a job, but that'll hopefully not happen.
Maybe your mom. I think your mom would like that.
Probably actually, but
I know my mom.
Yeah, it's great to be in our own house that we own, not military housing. Although don't get me wrong, military housing is very,
Yeah,
very
your
nice.
guys' house was awesome. Your Makalaka
Yeah,
house. That was
that was actually
clutch.
that was actually ironically the second biggest house I ever lived in. Because the house I live in right now is the biggest, but in Hawaii they had to find us a bigger house because we have 8 kids and we're moving to Hawaii. All the houses
Yeah,
there are tiny, but they managed to find one that was in on a Navy station,
yeah,
and it was perfect size for us. So yeah,
that was a really awesome house.
yeah, it was.
So, for more personal questions, what are your hobbies?
Um, as we stated before, I like mountain biking. I also like road cycling, but I only really do it when I'm with you because I don't have the means by which to purchase my own road bike. But yeah, I also play ukulele. Um, do all sorts of different sports. I also did piano for a while. And yeah,
Yeah, you also do jujitsu, right?
yeah. Well, I did it for about a month and a half back in October, which was when we moved to this house. So I had to stop for a little bit until I got my license. And then, so right before I got my license, actually, I broke my collarbone into a million different pieces. So I had to wait until about I believe it was the 4th of April when I was medically cleared to use my arm at 100% now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was right when the lockdown started. So, my uh,
The Rona.
jujitsu gym wasn't open. Yeah, heckin' Rona.
So let's talk about that accident, the
Yes.
mountain biking accident that we.
So, yeah. So, on what was it? New Year's Eve. Uh, so actually, before I get into that, on my parents' property, it's almost 2 acres of land. It's
Mhm.
very, very hilly, so or very steep terrain. So basically, I dug these trails. Like I built these trails for mountain biking, and they're really, really fun. But I've ridden down them so many times, like just for lunch breaks or whatever, or just during the day, that I got it into my brain. Okay, like I got to spice up these trails a little bit. I got to add something. So I decided to add a drop. And for those of you who don't know mountain biking, it's not a jump. Okay,
Mhm.
it's a drop. So instead of a jump that goes up, it's a lip that you ride off of to go down. So this drop was about 4.5 feet vertical, but it was onto a graded slope. So it was actually relatively easy. But there was a design flaw though. So when I
The
initially
design flaw.
the design flaw, it's like the Chernobyl design flaw. Um, so when I built it, I built the drop to where it was at a 90-degree angle, so it was perfectly level, perfectly flat. You can actually still stand on it. I haven't pulled it out yet, but I still got to do that. But um, so but the area where I put it was graded already. So when I made it, it would have had to be it would have had to have been longer for it
Mhm.
to actually flow really well. Because
Mhm.
when you hit it from the graded slope, it really bucks your back end because you hit the front suspension, that pops up, and then your back wheel hits as your front wheel is going over. So it kind of makes your bike go as you're going downhill. And so I hit it the first few times, went really great. I had a huge adrenaline rush and I was super excited. But I was feeling all this bucking and I was like, well, maybe I'm going too fast. So the third time I did it, third time's a charm. They say 3 is a lucky number, more like an unlucky number. But so the third time I did it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go a little bit slower, I'm gonna lean a little bit further back, try to correct for that bucking that I'm experiencing. And so when I went over, because I was going slower and leaning back more, when it bucked, the back wheel caught my shorts.
Mhm.
So my shorts essentially stopped the back wheel as the front was going over. So it basically sent me into almost like a front flip, basically. And the front wheel landed. I was kind of stalling on it, and then it completely flipped over, and that's when I landed on my back, right here on my shoulder, and I felt my left shoulder come in to about here. That's when I knew like that's a lot further than it should be going. So I got up, I was feeling everything, felt my legs. I had a huge Charlie horse on my left leg, but other than that, I was completely fine, just a couple scratches. And then I felt right here and I noticed my bone was about an inch and a half to an inch
Ooh.
further out than it was before. So I kind of looked underneath my shirt, and the only thing holding the bone down was my skin. So it was almost a compound fracture. Like, it couldn't have gotten any closer, really. So yeah, I had to go to the ER, took some X-rays. Apparently, I broke it in 4 different places. So there's the main break, and then those pieces in there broke up too. So went to the docs, got all my X-rays and stuff done, put me in a sling. I had to wait an entire week to get surgery because nobody wants to work on the holidays. So got surgery the next week, and that was interesting. Right after surgery, that was the most painful part of the experience because I just had 12 screws put into my bone, and
Mm,
it's reset now. So
yeah. Yeah.
it was
And that
intense.
accident, I remember I texted you as
Yeah,
you were building it, like, oh my gosh, that'd be
yeah,
so funny if you die on that thing. And then you did.
certainly did. Yeah, for sure.
That text message will be pure gold in a couple years.
Oh yeah, we'll probably show it on the screen at some point in a further episode once we get another mountain biker on here or something. But
Yes, we'll definitely have to show that video because there is a
yeah,
video on it.
there
And
is actually.
an
Yeah,
extra.
and the funny
Um,
thing is, it actually looks worse in real time because we got it in slow mo and real time. So we'll probably show both.
so now change of pace. Do you have any pets?
I do. It's a his name's Gus. He's a little Labradoodle Aussie Doodle mix, so Australian Shepherd mixed with poodle. So he's about half poodle and a quarter Labrador, a quarter Australian Retriever, I think. And he's a furry little guy. He looks like a miniature bear because he's so furry, and it also makes him look really fat. But he's actually relatively lean, and he weighs about 60 pounds. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's a
Nice.
dense dog.
Is he done growing or is he still growing?
Oh no, he's still growing, I think. Yeah,
Okay. So he's gonna get wow, dang.
yeah, yeah. He's gonna get.
So
I think he's gonna get to about 75 pounds. But he's special in his own right. He doesn't
he's
know what and what not to eat. He has a
dogs are
affinity for
all
rock.
special. Dogs are always all special. So you're a senior now, right? Senior in high
Yes,
school. So
yes.
what college are you planning on going to?
I'm actually going to the same one as my brother's, Wyoming Catholic College. Not because they're there. A lot of people generally assume that, but it's not because of that. I really like.
Family heritage, the
Yeah,
legacy. That's
yeah,
actually that's legacy right there.
yeah. It actually is. It's funny too because our oldest brother went there, and all the professors are like, "Oh, you're that guy's brother?" Like, yes, yeah, I am.
Oh
Don't hold that
no.
against me, please. But yeah, so I'm going there last week of July. Gonna go on a 21-week backpacking trip. That country of Wyoming. It's gonna be epic.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah,
That should be really fun. So
yeah.
what are you gonna plan on majoring? What are you gonna major in?
So because I don't really have a set plan now, I'm still kind of in a gray area. I'm just gonna major in liberal arts for now.
Mhm.
But after, or maybe even if I decide that I want to switch majors, I'll probably go to a different school, probably the University of Dallas, and get a major maybe in uh, I don't know, maybe biology or business because
Oh wow.
I really like biology. It's really interesting. I'm interested in a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I could write or like join the military because I could get a lot of pointers from my dad about the
Mhm.
military and how to
Definitely.
work the
Yeah,
system.
that's cool.
Yeah,
So life after college, possibly military. What
possibly
anything?
military, possibly a lot of things. Honestly, like there's a lot of things I would really enjoy,
Mhm.
and that's why I haven't had a set plan yet. It's just because
Yeah.
I really
Like,
don't know. But yeah,
awesome. So is there anything
yeah.
else? Anything else you want to say to the world? Because
Um,
this will go viral.
this will go viral. That's right. Nothing much. I mean, yeah, yeah, nothing much. Not really.
Anyone's
Not really.
wondering, he's a Giants fan, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
why he's not
actually,
replaced.
that's probably something you should know. I don't really follow football at all. So I mean, I like the Giants just because I lived in New Jersey and I don't know. I liked their colors when I was littler, and then I actually realized what kind of a team they were. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But it's not really something
Giants.
I'm proud of right now,
They may have a
given
bright
their
future. They just picked up that offensive tackle, so they're
yeah.
going to
And
back
we
up
got Barkley
Saquon
too. So
there.
Yeah.
They could be good. They have potential.
Yeah. If you
All
guys want to
right.
talk to somebody about football, talk to Canaan, not me. I'm way
so
better with
that's
jiu-jitsu or mountain biking.
so that's both of us.
Yeah.
That's our both interviews. So yeah, this is just us, okay?
Yeah.
This is
And,
this is the pilot episode.
yeah. This is our test episode. See if it actually reels anybody in. So
So in the future, hopefully we can have your dad,
my dad.
Air Force Colonel, retired Air Force
Yep.
Colonel.
Retired Air
Then
Force.
also the Prince of Luxembourg, Sebastian.
Yeah.
He went to school with my brother and my siblings, so my sister. So we're pretty close with him. And yeah, possibly an F-35 pilot.
Possibly an F-35, possibly an Apache pilot.
Definitely an Apache pilot. Once Willie sees this, he's gonna be like, "Bro, give me." And then also a
that'll be a fun
V-22
episode.
pilot.
I'm sorry, what?
A V-22 Osprey pilot.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff coming up in the future. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
Oh yeah, and then also what were we talking about the subscribing thing?
Oh yeah, so for our channel, it's going to be a policy that we won't ask you to like or subscribe any video just because that's so overdone and so annoying.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, we absolutely hate it. So we're not going to do it to you guys. Just
I'm gonna leave
it. Enjoy it. Like
enjoy this video.
We're not asking you to do anything. Just yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, there you go. Is that end it? How do we even end this thing? We didn't go.
I mean, that's basically it. That's all we got for you today. So thanks for
stay tuned.
Clicking. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more future episodes, and we'll see you guys on the next one. So yeah, thanks. See you later.